On Finley Avenue, determined to get in, not knowing that the family cat would be determined to keep him out.
But I was shocked the first time he started growling.
For our own protection, Cynthia Coots kept her cat named Binky in her arms during our interview. Binky ended up saving the day when a noise in the backyard near the garage got the attention of her owner sometime around midnight.
So I go out and I check the garage over and didn't see nothing, so I shut the light out and locked the garage.
Minutes later, a man started banging on Cynthia's front patio window, trying to convince her to let him in.
I mean, he was beating and kicking, trying to tell me there were men out to shoot him, kill him. He said, "You gotta let me in."
Cynthia refused, and she says the man decided the window was his next move, a move that cost him dearly.
Next thing I knew, his hand went through that thing, and then next thing I knew, Binky went after him.
Binky launched another attack when he tried a second time to get in.
Binky blew it up like a balloon and got him again.
Metro Police arrived and arrested Earl Scruggs for vandalism and residential entry. Officers had to call paramedics to treat the 41-year-old for his wounds from Binky.
He ain't got no claws. He can only bite. And he has got some pretty sharp fangs. What? It's all right.
At first, even Scruggs had a hard time convincing police officers that a cat was responsible for his injuries. On the Crime Beat, I'm Steve Jefferson.
Are you confused by the guitar fretboard? Well, you're not alone. For many guitarists, even those who've been playing for years, the guitar fretboard can be something of a mystery. The trouble is that learning guitar fretboard theory can be boring, so many guitarists don't bother hiding their lack of knowledge behind flashy techniques and effects. But a good knowledge of the guitar fretboard and a comprehensive understanding of scales, arpeggios, chords and modes is essential if you want to become a truly great guitarist who can come up with creative melodies and chord patterns at the drop of a hat. So how can you go about learning this important guitar fretboard theory without hours of dull book learning and repetitive scale practice? Well, I think I may have the answer. Guitar Notes Master is a revolutionary application designed to teach guitar fretboard theory from the ground up in an entertaining way. If you've ever struggled with learning music theory on the guitar, then Guitar Notes Master could be the software that you've been looking for. The Guitar Notes Master features extensive interactive lessons starting from the basics of learning the open strings, finding root shapes and naming notes, going through learning scales, arpeggios and modes, right up to advanced topics such as whole tone and diminished scales. It features literally thousands of practice questions that are answered using a virtual fretboard so that you can reinforce the knowledge in the lessons with short regular practice sessions. And the virtual fretboard means that you can practice even without your guitar. You can also generate printable custom guitar exercise sheets so that once you've got the patterns in your head, you can also get them under your fingers. Okay, I'd like to give you a quick demonstration of the Guitar Notes Master application. We'll start in the Lessons tab where the educational material of the application is presented. On the left hand side we have a lessons list, so you can see all of the lessons that come with the application, right from the basics of open strings and root shapes up to advanced topics such as the Phrygian dominant mode and whole tone and diminished scales, covering scales, chords, arpeggios, modes and everything else in between. On the right hand side we have the lesson viewer. This is where the lesson text is displayed, and you can zoom it in and out to your liking and use the next and back buttons here to navigate through the lesson. At the bottom is a virtual fretboard which is used for showing the examples illustrating the text and also for answering questions as you progress through the lesson. For example, here we're being asked to enter the major sevenths to the pattern. So if we do that, we're shown that this is the correct answer. Of course, you might get stuck on a question, and you can use the Show Answer button to show you the correct answer. When you're viewing the answers, you can use this button to change the display mode, so you can show either the notes or, if appropriate, the intervals. You can also use this button to play it back through a MIDI. Okay, let's move on to the Practice tab. This is where the principle of repetition comes into play in order to really cement the understanding you gained in the lessons. Whenever you complete most of the lessons in the Lessons tab, the application will automatically add practice exercises to this screen. When you come into the practice screen, it will select one of the exercises that are on your list at random and give you a question on that exercise. It will give you a number of questions on this exercise and then switch to another random one. So this way you can easily just start up the application, do some exercises and whatever you're currently practicing in a 5-minute break, and then get on with something else without needing your guitar or anything else to do your practice. So again, this works very similar to the Lessons tab, but it simply just asks you a question and you can enter the answers here, and again use the show answer to help you find the answer. At any point, if you get stuck and you're not sure of the principles, you can click this button to jump back to the lesson screen of the appropriate lesson for that question. Okay, so once you've done a few lessons and you've spent time in the Practice tab getting the patterns from those lessons really into your head, then you're going to want to start transferring them to the guitar. That's what the Guitar tab's for. On this you have a list of most of the patterns and arpeggios and chords that appear in the application. You can select from these what you want to work on and generate your own custom built exercises, choosing the root note you wish to use, choosing the specific pattern you want to work on, and then this will generate for you a whole set of guitar tablature based patterns for you to practice, starting off with the simple ascending and descending patterns and moving on to exercises involving groups of 3 notes, groups of 4 notes, 2-step jumps and 3-step jumps. So using these exercises you can really get the patterns under your fingers in a musical way that you can actually use them in your improvisation. With these you can actually print them out so that if you prefer to have them on printed paper in front of you while you're practicing your guitar, you can do that too. Finally, I'd like to demonstrate the Guitar Notes Master Options tab, which allows you to customize the Guitar Notes Master experience to your liking. Firstly, you can change the fretboard theme, and Guitar Notes Master comes with a number of different themes that you can use depending on your preference. The note positioning can be changed. You can have it on fret, behind the frets, or between the frets, depending on how you like it. You can select how many questions you get in the Practice tab before the practice changes topics. If you're left-handed, you can switch to a left-handed fretboard. And you also have the option, if you want to make things a bit more difficult, rather than the Guitar Notes Master telling you whether you're right or wrong on each note when you're answering a question, you can tell it to wait until you've answered the complete pattern correctly before it will tell you that you've got it right. So if you like a challenge, you can switch that on to make the application a bit more tricky. The playback settings allow you to set up the MIDI how you like it. You can use external MIDI device or the built-in Windows Microsoft GS Wavetable synth, and select a number of different general MIDI guitar patches. You can also change the speed of the playback and the volume as you prefer. So that's the Guitar Notes Master. With its extensive interactive lessons, thousands of practice questions and printable custom guitar exercise sheets, I hope that you can see how the Guitar Notes Master can help you finally learn the guitar fretboard theory that you need to become the great guitarist you've always wanted to be.